Hello traders, hope you had a wonderful day of trading. Let's dive into the charts and we are now looking at Nifty 50. As you could see, we had a bearish doji. Some would argue that it's an inverted hammer, but I would say it's just a doji. Today was also a doji. So we are seeing some consolidation, correction in this trend. We are also seeing the level of these two high-low averages is almost at 8160, which where we might presume that the correction might come till 8160, 8200 levels. Now let me draw the Fibonacci retracement. As you can see, the retracement is coming till 8029. So we have a range, but we since have a Senku a peak support at 8100. I would fair to say that this would be my correction zone. We also have this trend line, which is a very clear cut indication. We could use the cloud also as a trend line, which is fairly acceptable in the system, but we might see some consolidation. Let's move on to the Nifty Bank. Same as Nifty, going into the correction, consolidation, top. One interesting fact I would like to note is that this guy can enter into the price within next few. If the price consolidates more, we might see a major consolidation if this green line, which is price put 26 days back, enters into this zone of where we might see some consolidation, some reversal. Let me see if this is where this might not. We might argue that Nifty might correct more faster than Bank Nifty. As we could see, Bank Nifty has shown some positiveness today, marginally positive, but yet some positive. A mild no momentum day. Nifty, Nifty, Nifty Mid Cap 50, which is a sector of all the mid cap stocks. This is fairly much far away from the equilibrium of these two. So I think that there might be a correction in these also. We see, but this has an open space for next 10 days. Then Nifty or the Bank Nifty, which means that this might be just a minor pullback towards the higher high. So let's see what the market plays out. I wanted to draw some attention towards these stocks now. Let's review first Nifty. Sorry, the VIX index. India VIX. You see, India VIX is going down and down because there is no momentum, no volatility as in the Nifty index, particularly. Yet the cloud is behaving very consolidation, I must say. You see, but still we might some pattern to trade India VIX. Mm, let's go to yeah. One interesting case is Aurobindo Pharma. The stock has just gone above the Kumo. It had tried to give a breakout. I would argue that we are still in the cloud, but the cloud is so thin that one positive and we might see this guy breaking this guy. The trend is reversing, I think so, in Aurobindo Pharma, but we might have to monitor the situation as Senko B is flat and Senko A is pointing upwards. Chico is in the price. The green line is in the price. It's still not in the open area, so we might see some consolidation and go back down again to these towards these levels. But if we are successful in a bullish momentum, we might see price going to these levels. So that's a good fact that I wanted to draw you around. Okay, cut to this can Canara Bank. What a momentum it has, my god. This is a good wonderful stock that I had discovered around these areas. Around 210 to 5. Broken this high, creating a new high. Everything is so positive in the stock. But I don't think so. It has even gone above its 200-day average. For the last two consecutive days, it's above its 200-day average. We are in a good bull run, a short to medium term bull run in Canara Bank. If we attention and draw to the weekly, there is a breakout of the we have a T slash K crossover. I might say we have a target around of 270 to 80 because the Kumo cloud is not as thin as we wanted it to be. But yet there is a fair chances that we might enter the cloud. Mm, DENA then a bank. Let me first point out to the weekly chart, same as Canara Bank, but we have a very thin Kumo cloud. So more 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and we might see the number crossing this. There might be a crossing of everything a very good, very large way. Let's review the daily chart. We pointed towards something. This cross, let me highlight that for you. This cross over here, if you could see the thing, T slash K crossover, brought a so big roll from that price from 92 has gone till 25. A stock which used to trade around 96, 95 is now at 25 and again getting a bull run. Now let's look at BEML. Positive news flowing around the stock. You could see in the daily chart consolidating. We are still both are exactly same. A straight crossover might be seen. A fair share of target has been met, I think so. We might go till this Senko B level 95 960, I would say, or we might stay still in the cloud and then go downwards, or we might break the cloud and we touch the 200 SMA around 980 970. So it's a good thing to keep a watch on. Let's look at have a look at the weekly chart. Yep, if you could point me something, the equilibrium of the price with the relation of the conjunction is very far. See, when price was here and the line was over here, price came to the line to get into equilibrium and then fall down even more. The same pattern has been formed over here. The price is too far away from the conjunction, and we might see the target coming to the midpoint of these two, which for me is, I would say, presently 960. We will keep in this in the mind for going forward weeks. Let me just draw attention to one last chart. Let's have our workspace. Seat. Let's look at have a seat. No, not seat. Core engineering. Yes, core engineering. Another good stock. The Kumo is so much twisting. If the close was around 45.92, we might see the stock going to 49. But there was no Kumo breakout. We have tomorrow's day, Friday, for a Kumo breakout. We might wait for more few days. Let's see where the stock is moving. Any other event? If you could see, I would like to point out how this trend is acting as support for the stock, yet we are seeing resistance around 508 levels. A breakout about 508 is the best thing that could happen to the stock, man. You can get 537, which is the next Fibonacci target. Let's see some airways. Jet price has gone above the Kinyon Sen line. So we are seeing a thin Kumo which could act as a resistance. I would say presumably 600 is as a psychological resistance with a psychological support of 540, which is the 200-day SMA. Bullish strategy could, if we go above this, sustain it, we might see a bullish, or we might see a resistance around this level and go down more. So that's it for the day today. Hope you have a wonderful trading session. Make some profits.